had only a very short time ago dumped his infant daughter's bodies into an oil tank and buried his pregnant wife.
He looks like a normal.
And Watts.
The
She
Crhis
had
Watts
arranged
case.
to drive Shannon into town that same day for a pregnancy checkup, but there was no answer when
Who is
she
Crhis
knocked at
Watts?
the door, nor any response to her text messages or phone calls.
Flock,
After
have you seen this?
noticing her shoes were still at the front door, she became concerned and called 911.
Nicole?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on?
So my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend.
All right.
And I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well, and she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day are right in the front door.
Okay.
How you doing? You seen your neighbors today? No? Okay. What's Chris's phone number?
Chris's phone number is...
Chris.
Hey, Chris, Officer
Not
Crhis
at
for a
all.
police permit.
It's looking kind of getting
Pretty
interesting.
good.
I'm so lost. Should I
Do you have any
replay
idea
it?
where your wife is? Right. What my concern is her car's here. They're saying she is diabetic. I don't want her if she's upstairs and can't respond. Okay. About how far out are you? Okay. All right. He said like 5 minutes.
It's not a sure sign of guilty conduct, yet the fact that Crhis made the officer wait for his return would have most likely alerted some minor suspicion. In normal circumstances, a husband receiving a call from the police saying they were concerned about the safety of their pregnant wife and children, in most cases, would have given them permission to immediately kick the door down. It's a truly somber awareness to know that the man stepping out of the car had only a very short time ago dumped his infant daughter's bodies into an oil tank and buried his pregnant wife in a shallow grave.
Scott, how you doing? How's it going? So
He
this is
looks
the
like a
only vehicle
normal-
She would have. She would drive. Okay.
The familiar routine for
Michael,
anyone
what?
checking for someone's presence inside a house, whether it be an emergency or otherwise, is to immediately call out to them for instantaneous reassurance. Crhis remains
It was a
silent,
little bit
but
too-
instead feels the need to examine his wife's car before subtly sneaking through the internal garage door. He then disappears for 1 minute and 7 seconds before letting the neighbors and police officer inside. Only Crhis will know what he carried out during that time period, but it's safe to assume that his curious behavior was not going unnoticed, made evident by the unsettled gaze of Nicole as he opens the door.
Mind if I come in, Chris?
Nicole, yes, do your thing.
There were multiple key moments captured from inside the house, which may not have been noticed immediately by the officer, but would have no doubt been gathered by forensics upon further investigation. The most overt peculiarity was Chris's interaction with his phone. The guise of his thumb movement would have given the impression he was texting someone, which would have seemed very peculiar, as the normal response would be to frantically call people rather than text given the circumstances. Hindsight gives us a clearer picture of Chris's introversion, which is that he was most likely using his phone to avoid eye contact and progressive dialogue with the officer.
What time do you leave the day?
What time I leave there? Come
No, here.
Usually between 5:30 and 6.
All right. And was Shannon here then?
Yes. Yeah, we're still in bed.
Does she usually watch the kids, or you have daycare watch them? Or?
She usually watches the kids at my high school.
Okay. You guys having any kind of issues, marital
A
issues?
50-year-old man looking at his phone like that texting, but he's not.
You are. How's that going?
It's going
Civil for the most
Civil.
part, or?
He's too calm. Nicole,
Additionally,
I
we
know
are
you on
presented
or
with
something.
the subtle cues of Chris's forethought cover story, being that his wife simply ran off with the kids after a breakdown in the marriage.
all the girls' blankies are gone. Their blankie they sleep with, they don't leave anywhere without them.
Good.
It's on the nightstand next to each other.
Like, bro, you were not smart. Yo, please.
The rest of Chris's conduct could be analyzed and dissected in
By her
various
car, bro.
ways, and it would be easy to pick at certain oddities in body language and link them with signs of guilt. Yet, without the hindsight we have now, his behavior could just as easily be linked with an innocent man who is understandably concerned and frantic over the disappearance of his family. His very conservative
hell
neighbor,
no.
however, had the perceptual advantage of knowing Crhis on a semi-personal level, and could analyze his kinesics in a far more accurate manner than the police
Facts.
officer.
You just want to go talk to him? I'm going to get his info real quick.
Who are these kids?
He's very
Or
quiet.
this kid?
He never talks.
Is that
So
the
the
neighbor?
fact that he's over here blabbing his mouth makes me kind of suspicious.
This was just after the moment he had shown both Crhis and the officer his surveillance footage of that same morning, capturing only Crhis leaving the house after loading multiple unidentified things into his truck.
Yeah, we can pick up cars coming this way. I get anything coming this way making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling the ear turn. So, unless they pulled right here, yeah. But I would have caught her walking out.
Okay,
Although
let's
not
just say
fully
like,
incriminating,
what did
as
the kids have
Shannon
to
and
do?
the kids could have left through the back entrance, this was an extremely detrimental piece of evidence, and would have no doubt been extolled by forensics and made Crhis an immediate prime suspect. The following day, Crhis, for some bizarre reason, agreed to be interviewed by two separate news stations, where he came across as extremely unimpassioned and detached from the alarming nature of the situation.
Like when I got home yesterday, it was like a ghost town. Like she wasn't here, kids weren't here. I have no idea like where they went. And right now it's you got K9 units, the sheriff's department. Everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent. If she wasn't here, like where did she go? Like once I got
You
here,
done.
I was like, all right,
You know,
who
buddy.
can I call? I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, you know,
Only 3?
what's going on. Like if she's
No, let's be
vanished,
honest.
I
Like,
want her back
that's
so
enough,
bad.
son. Only like 3? Uh, bro, my mom calls me about 5. Let's just that's bro. That's your white, by the way. But let's just say I'm not home by a certain amount of time. Mom call, bro, more than probably fucking 10. Okay, there's no way you're only calling. I text about 3 times. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, dude.
I want those kids back so bad. Right now, I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like
Yeah,
I
he's
hope
way
that
too
she's
calm.
somewhere
This is not his
safe
first
right
time,
now.
right?
And with the kids, last night I wanted that knock on the door. I wanted to see those kids just run in, just barrel rush me and just give me a hug, knock me on the ground. That's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it.
I don't know.
I'm hoping that somebody
Gotta go, my boy.
sees
See a
something
Flacco.
or
Oh,
somebody
yeah,
knows
what is
something
this
and
nigga on?
comes forward. Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring her back.
This could have been construed as shock trauma, where a person will turn numb and retreat into themselves as means of escape. Yet the viewers watching this live from home were probably thinking what we as the retrospective audience already know. He was called in for questioning 4 hours later.
Alright, let's do this. Somebody saw something. Somebody knows where these kids are. And I keep saying kids, I'm sorry. Kids in your life. I know you're going through a lot, so we're not going to keep you here all night. Just tell me exactly what you remember, and I'll take notes about where we can go.
Okay. So this 1:48 a.m.
Exactly 1:48 a.m. Yo, lock him up, nigga. What the fuck? 1:48 a.m. 48, exactly 48. Yeah, lock him up.
One of the oldest and most commonly used techniques is for the interrogator to sit between the door and the suspect. This is for the purpose of heightening the feelings of isolation and dependence. It's an indirect subliminal message, letting Crhis know that the only way out of that room is through the detective. It's an excellent tool for stripping away confidence, thus increasing the telling signs and body language when information is fabricated.
4 a.m. That's when my alarm goes off for work, and I'm just get dressed, brush my teeth, everything I do upstairs.
Okay.
About 4:15, that's when I get back, slide right into bed next to her, and start having a conversation with her about having.
On your, are you gonna leave your stream on while you're taking a nap? I have like an overlay.
Proceeding with the separation. Okay.
It'll be like,
Obviously, it gets pretty.
I think it'll only be for 2 hours though. It'll be
We
like,
felt this
I'm
disconnection
sleeping.
was there, like falling out of love, and trying to stay together, maybe just for the kids' sake, but we're realizing that doing like our homework, it's not.
I'm back at 8, literally exactly 8:30. Mom, I'm right there, nigga. I mean, I'm not gonna come back at 8:30, but I'm gonna come back before that. But I need, if I don't,
So when I got
it'll
home,
for sure be back by
I opened
8:30
the
a.m.
door,
bro.
and we went
I don't know what
inside
that's
the
time
house
for you,
and
but
looked
like the,
everywhere,
are you watching the
but
Sidemen trade match?
nowhere to be found. Shan's
Well, I need to
rings
watch
on
that
her
for sure, bro.
nightstand, her phone's still on the couch, her purse is still there, medicine for the kids is still there, the car seat is still there, and there's no sign of them anywhere.
Okay.
Doesn't sleep until
I
2
was just
a.m.
hoping that I left all the lights on in the house. I was hoping that I'd get a knock on the door, but
Yeah, she's
nothing.
back.
Yeah, but nothing happened.
What do you think happened?
At first, I really thought maybe she was just at somebody's house, just decompressing.
Just blowing off steam.
Yeah.
Truthful, short,
What
and
happened
direct.
today, like with
Untruthful,
the
long, and
onslaught
detailed.
of
What?
all the cars, all the police cars, all the news, all the canine units, it's making me lean the other direction about someone took her.
Okay.
But it's just, if someone took her, it would have to have been someone she knew. Because there's no sign of anything like being disturbed, broken.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's the way I'm leaning now. At first I thought for real she was just decompressing somewhere. I thought she was safe, even though everything in the house was left there. But now it's just after the day with the news crews and everything, it feels more the other direction, and it's freaking me out.
Mm. Work life, phone, street,
On that
computer.
night, that morning, early that morning, I told her like the disconnection it's there, like it's not going away. Like the connection we had in the beginning,
I know, man.
it's not there
Ever since
anymore. It's like,
bro, just looking
I
at
don't
this guy
feel
like makes me think
the
there's more
love we
killers
had
on this.
is there anymore.
I feel like I've seen a killer, bro. This nigga does not look
And
like
it's
a
just
killer,
like,
bro. I
I
just
don't feel like,
feel like I've seen a
I
killer
mean,
walking
if we want to
just
stay
to the
together
store
and
or
raise
some
kids,
shit, bro.
I'm not sure if
I
that's
don't know
going
what
to
it is,
work.
bro. But this nigga
Like
just
bringing
looks like a
another
normal
baby,
nigga I see on the fucking
okay,
the
like
street.
having another baby, bringing us into a
So you're
relationship, do
telling
you
me,
think this is going to
bro,
work?
this 100%, bro, not even 100%, like 99, bro, 110% me just walking my normal day life. There's no way I don't span through one person who has, bro. I know this is crazy to say, but like bro. I feel like I've seen somebody, bro. There's no way, cause this nigga looks like everybody. Like not doesn't look like everybody, but he's like typical nigga, typical random person you see at the like a supermarket.
With us
Yo,
being
honestly.
together or separation, I think is the only best possible route for us. And that's when like all the crying and everything proceeded. And it was very hard just to talk about that. But I needed to do it face to face.
Okay.
And I needed to see her face like while I did it. I couldn't text, phone, whatever. I needed to be face to face and be able to see her and know that she was gonna be at least reciprocating back to me.
Oh. What did she say?
She said that she wanted to kind of work on it, but if that's the way I was feeling, then she respects that.
Okay.
That's not even a
What
crazy
made
argument. Like I feel like
Okay,
the argument's
I
not
want
cap.
to check on my family. Just because you're worried based on the conversation with Nicole. Had the police contact you by then?
No.
Okay. I arrived. Sorry, go ahead.
But Nicole said she was probably gonna call the cops.
Okay. All right. Now, so it sounds like Nicole's pretty worried. More worried than you.
Well, so once she couldn't get anything out of her and nothing was going on in the house, I was like, all right, I gotta go home.
The sharp and sudden change of angle from baseline questioning to direct confrontation would normally make an innocent person refute or at least challenge the statement. There would also be a brief pause, as they would need time to process the allegation due to its perplexity. A guilty individual would already be in a defensive state of mind and would normally respond in a hastily modus. Instead of refuting the remark, they would accept it, but try and explain its actuality in a defensive manner.
But it sounds like Nicole was more worried.
Yeah, because like most of like if she doesn't text me, like I understand that. Like sometimes that happens.
Okay.
But for her not to get back to her direct sales group, that was very unorthodox.
Okay. So then they're at home. Police officers there. Then walk me through that.
So as we go through the house, we're all.
Do you immediately go through the house?
Oh, like I open the garage door and I just go into the house. I'm looking. Like I just go in the garage door and I'm looking.
Is the police officer saying, "Hey, let me talk to you for a minute"?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
What's the vibe like?
I go up there, shake his hand, but I'm like opening the garage door at the same time.
Okay.
And then I go through, and then they're waiting at the front door. I go in, open that up, and then they come in.
Oh, so they didn't go in the garage door with you? Okay.
Well, they went in the garage. They didn't come in the way I did.
All right. So then everybody goes in.
I think that was that. Yeah,
Oh, he did shut the door behind him. Buddy, what are you trying to hide?
Because the neighbor,
Let us know.
the officer, I went over to the neighbor's
Already here
house
with you,
to see
man.
if he saw anything.
Let us know, man.
And
Whose idea was that?
I think it was the officer because
Okay.
he just went over there. And then that's when neighbor called him back over to show him he had some stuff from the other night.
Okay.
Just show him like whatever he had that put motion on it.
Okay. 4 p.m. Police check neighbor security footage and question them as well. Okay. Have we talked about that? Is that what we're okay?
That's where we're at.
Anything else about that?
No, I mean it just shows Nicole dropping her off, but her not walking up, and it shows me loading my truck up at the time I told you I left.
Okay. Can we talk about something that's kind of hard to talk about? So when I work investigations like this, I have to keep an open mind on everything. Okay. And part of keeping an open mind is listening to you talk about your wife and your marriage. And the day she goes missing is the day that you guys have marital discord. Okay. So you can understand what I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Makes me sick to my stomach, honestly. Like, I know, like, I've talked to a few of my friends, is like, this does not look good on you. I'm like, I know. It's like, if people knew that we were having marital issues, they're gonna look at me.
No way out of this one, buddy.
Especially with the way everything looks. And it honestly just makes me sick to my stomach because this is something I would never do. I know, like, you have to look at every vantage point. This is something I would never do to my kids or my wife. At all.
He didn't ask you if you did anything to your wife, buddy. That's where we got you over there.
This is what is known as the pause technique. After the suspect answers a question, the interrogator will remain silent while maintaining eye contact. This physical demeanor gives off the subtle cue that he expects more information to be divulged and may already know more than the suspect realizes.
I'm not sure, like, what I could do to make people believe that, because if they knew we were having marital discord, they would automatically look at me. But I would harm anybody in my family. At all. I know we were having marital discord, and we had that conversation that morning, and then she goes, we have no idea where she is.
Who's we? Oh.
I promise you that is nothing.
I thought the kid's missing
has nothing
as well.
to do with any of that.
Yo, he's still silent. Time's up, buddy. Clock's ticking.
Why should I believe you?
A truthful individual will normally respond to this question with a question, such as, "Why are you asking me that?" or "What's going on here?" They will often protest the aggressive nature of the inquisition, or give a short and forceful response.
Because I'm a very trustworthy person, and the people that do know me, they know how I'm a calm person. I am not an argumentative person. I am a person that's never going to be abusive or physical in any kind of relationship. I would never harm my kids. I would never harm my wife. I mean, you can talk to me.
Well, you kind of did here, buddy.
So any of her friends, they know me. They know I'm a low-key guy that's quiet. I'm not about confrontation. I'm not about anything that elevates to that level.
Okay.
I mean, like, if someone yells at me, screams at me,
This is a good detective, bro.
I just try to get it by the wayside and get it back to
This
where
is a
it's
good
cool.
detective.
Just a cool conversation to where, like, none of that
This is a
gets
good
to that
detective.
height.
They
Because
caught
I
you
am
last
not
night.
that person.
Got you.
Never
Right
been that
where
person.
we want it.
Okay. Would you take a polygraph?
Sure.
Okay. Let's take a little break. I'm going to come back in here because I have a lot more questions for you. How you feeling?
Looking at that picture,
What picture is that?
find him. Got him.
What is that? Yo, fill us in, bro. Shit, my eyes
Well,
about to
that's
collapse, bro.
she's Rampage. She's always the one that's gung ho. She's always the one that's just like she's off. She's either go or sleep. She's always the one growling. She's always been. She's a tiger. Bella. She's the calm, the mothering one. She's the one that's always. You okay? You okay? You fine? Okay. She's just the sweetest little girl. She's the one that favors me more. Celeste's the one that favors Sinan more.
Perfect usage of speed left, bro.
I remember when they wore that dress. She just wore that dress not too long ago. I was buttoning the back of it so I could get her pajamas on. She's like, no, Daddy, button. I got button. I got button. And Bella loves those spaghetti strap dresses. She likes long dresses.
Dog. You
She
literally.
was a girly girl.
Nigga, you. Okay, I know, like, he's. End of part 1. It's all good. 24 minutes, part 2, nigga. There's no way I'm gonna. Watch that shit when I come back, cause I'm too tired.
I rich and understand my next 3 cars gonna be a lease. I ain't never losing sleep about no beef. I roll